Hello and welcome to Bangers and Mosh, the podcast with more silver than Long John himself. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Daz.
And I'm the shocker.
Yes, you are, son. Yes, you are. What you got lined up for us today, Def? Master of
What
Puppets, is it? Dark Side of the Moon, maybe? Thriller? What are you
they
gonna...
they're in? They're not the first three, but they're in this tier. So you'll be happy to know. Yeah.
So today is part two of our album of the year countdown, the silver tier. And after the controversy of the bronze tier, I don't know really where we go from here. It's the shocker bit's really taken off, isn't it?
Yeah, Yeah, he is the shocker now, mate.
That,
They're gonna
that,
reboot it. Whoever made that film's gonna reboot it and cast
right.
Death.
I said to Jim, I showed him the original picture. I was like, work with that, and mate, Magic Hands D, innit? Magic Hands D, mate, done the business.
I sent it off to Neil Buchanan, mate. He knocked that up.
Yeah, fucking hell, mate, quality.
He did a bit of art attack. Right then, lads, let's just crash straight into it, shall we? There's no time for messing about when it gets to silver.
No.
Right, my first pick then came out in April on Profound Law, and it's Ancient Death, Ego, Dissolution.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, I listened to this the other day, right, on my way into work, and I was like, damn, this should be higher. But, mate, I
Yeah.
knew if I moved it, the whole house of cards would have collapsed.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's the problem.
That is the problem.
It is, mate. You move one, then something else has got to move down, and it's a
Yeah.
whole thing you don't want to get into, innit?
Yeah.
At this late stage of the game. So this was a massively awaited debut album, and you knew it was going to be brilliant after that EP, but oh boy, like this, everything about this record is of the highest standard. Songwriting, performances, production, artwork, the whole thing is just brilliant. If you haven't heard, it's like I guess Blood Incantation, Death, Morbid Angel all rolled into one, but it's not absolutely not a clone. Like they have their own personality stamped all over this record. There's like moments of calm, there's moments of fury. They take you on a celestial voyage at times. It's just a brilliant record, man. Like the lead work on here is out of this world, and the incorporation of clean female vocals from Jasmine Alexander absolutely blew my mind the first time I listened to this record. They
Yeah.
adds such a great dimension to the sound. 35 minutes, 8 tracks, just death metal masterclass from a band who are destined to be a huge deal, I think. Favorite track, Breaking the Barriers of Hope, is an
Shoot.
absolute worldie. So yeah, my first pick kicking off silver is Ego Dissolution by Ancient Death.
Right then, mate. Hi Ho Silver. My opening album is by the Hungarian band Rofidas. Now, I'm not gonna say the album because I can't. I really can't. It's like
Yeah.
I'll give it a bash though. Toviska a Kissertes Orok Zerti Leader Charang.
No,
That's the
wrong.
one, mate. Chelsea were
and
linked
that's
with
the
him
one.
recently.
Yeah, yeah, 150 mil. Yeah. So I was a bit of a fan of the first album. Wasn't really too sure whether we were gonna get a second one because during the interview, for the first press cycle of the album, they were kind of just like, "Oh, we're not even sure if we're going to be able to do another one anytime soon." But lo and behold, this one came out quite quickly, so I was pleasantly surprised. It's a really strong Death Doom album, one that I've constantly been returning to all year, and it has this sort of like mystery within the atmospheric journey that they kind of take you on. But they've really upped the ante on this one, whereas the first album was like really doomy, like sort of it was just slow crawl.
Yeah.
This one, there's like a lot of like fast paced, like straight up death metal on here. You've got like a morgue full of riffs and just like the most like morose atmosphere to boot as well. But I haven't listened to much Death Doom this year, so I've not got a massive amount to really compare this to. But from this is the standout record for me in that sort of genre.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of full throttle velocity, as I've mentioned, and I welcome that because we speak about these like albums quite frequently. It's just like, you know, the long old doomy songs, fuck me, they can go on for ages, innit? And you're just like, oh, trod along,
Get
boom.
to the point.
Yeah, and you need the you know, the juxtapositions of the slower and the fast. But
Yeah.
they've really like rectified that issue that I would particularly had personally. So yeah, man, each track is just a great myriad of tempo and style changes, and it just never lost my attention from beginning to end. So yeah, sublime album, mate. Roffidas, if you haven't checked them out, definitely do so.
Great pick, mate. That's one of them albums I'm a bit guilty of, like, just kind of forgetting about, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
same.
I'll make
Perfect
sure
for
I
this
go
time
back
of
to
weather,
them.
mate.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah,
Bloody hell.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I kicked off bronze with some royalty. And guess what? I'm not letting it down. I'll get me back in the chair. That's all I ask. So this my first pick for silver came out 21st of March on Napalm Records. It's the 14th album from our friends Cradle of Filth, The Screaming of the Valkyries.
Blimey, mate.
Love this. So the
Yeah,
return of
it's maybe again lower than I thought you might have, because I
yeah,
remember the last one was
the
almost
last
your album of the year, wasn't
I
it?
think it was runner up. It was
Was,
runner
mate.
up. It was very close. But yeah, 14 albums in, they continue to show they've still got filth in them. How can they continue to develop? They just add these iconic trad metal gallops reminiscent of Maiden, which automatically is an earworm. That guitar section is just ridiculous. Last 3-4 albums in it, Jim. I think
Yeah.
we've noticed that shift up from the sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Rhythm section is just so grandiose and loose. The guitar tone stands out a mile. 14 albums in, and they still have this ambition about them, always inspiring. This album feels like it's a throwback to a lot of the earlier albums, and they sort of bring in these little bitty parts. Track wise, I mean, to kick off the album, To Live Deliciously has those real power thrash and trad metal moments. You've got Demorgery, which is like proper creator style thrash, proper heavy and ripping. Trinity of Shadows is that proper sort of Maiden gallops, power metal style chorus, just proper anthemic. All across the album, it's just anthemic and powerful. Gang vocals just add that cherry on top. One of the standout moments, and there's always a laugh out loud moment with me, is the middle breakdown in You Are My Nautilus. It's good. It's so funny. It's ridiculous. They keep up with these symphonic moments. You know, they're the kings at it. You know, they're still behind the tunes. They blend in always so well. The haunting female vocals is always a great addition. There's more of a thrash tone to this album, you know. The solo's really hypnotic. Those dual tones and whines are just perfection. Danny Filth, what can we say about him, man? He's got a vocal tone like no other. His early vocal performances scared the living shit out of me. He was a fucking horror movie, innit? But as his career developed, you know, so is he. He's not just a screamer. Oi, oi. You know, the flow on this album, and especially like the last 3 or 4, like I mentioned, he's got that command and that amazing storytelling style about him, and he still hits those screams like no other, man.
Yeah.
The production on the album is excellent. Scott Atkins produced it. He's worked with Cradle of Filth since Godspeed and On Devil's Thunder, so he knows exactly what to get from the band and how they should sound. We know he was also a member of Stamping Ground, you know, Axe Grinder Atkins, so he's not shy to a fucking riffle free, innit? Clarity on here is excellent. Guitars are the star of the show. They just sound so crisp and so fucking heavy. The flow is incredible. Drums have the heft they need. The whole mix is perfection. That's all it needs to be. So, yeah. Favourite track, Trinity of Shadows. That's just Cradle doing Maiden. It's fucking brilliant. But, yeah. Had to have Cradle of Filth in here. Probably could have been higher, but I think I like to give it that, you know, to kick off.
Yeah.
And yeah, very happy that it's in here. So yeah, my first pick, Cradle of Filth, The Screaming of the Valkyries.
Sweet. Be interested to see if we get an album 15, because they're all, once Judge Judy has fucking
It's
presided over
yes,
dealings,
mate.
Yeah. That's for a story for another time. Right then, pick number 2 for me in the silver tier. Maybe another one that could have been higher. Came out in May. on Metal Blade, and it is the self-titled Rivers of Nihil by Rivers of
Oh,
Nihil. This album feels like the definitive, like this is who we are
yeah,
statement. Like, it ties in with the album being self-titled, obviously.
Mm.
Fresh start, obviously after losing Jake the vocalist. But this has got all the technicality and heaviness of like albums like Monarchy, while blending in those progressive elements of Where Owls Knew My Name. This feels like the natural progression to those albums. First album with Adam Biggs on vocals, and man, we were a bit worried about Jake leaving. I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Yeah,
we
only
didn't
because he
get.
just had such a unique sort of voice in it. I know a lot of people
Yeah,
probably didn't really get on with it too well, but there's
nah,
no problems with that, mate.
there was nothing to worry about, was
Nothing
it?
to worry
Like,
about.
it's a great vocal performance, and like we said at the time, the cleans were never handled by him anyway, so
No,
those familiar
Mm.
cleans are still there. As I said when this came out, I wasn't actually all excited for this, to be honest, because I found the work to be quite difficult and
Well, it was a chore, mate.
it was tough to get
uncohesive
into, wasn't it?
and
Yeah,
bits, yeah. But this really blew me away, man. Like, so much more focused, and I know the added synths and electronic elements and sax and banjo on here, they all just add extra depth without taking away from that core Rivers of Nile sound. And man, they were fucking exceptional at Bloodstock too, and these new
Mm.
tracks sounded brilliant. Favorite track on here is Evidence, which is not a Faith No More cover, but it's an absolute rage, man. It's got that really cool vocal effect on there as well, which just adds that little bit of extra pepper in there. So,
God, it would have been great if it was a Faith No More. If it
oh,
was the
I'd love to
Faith No
hear that,
More,
mate.
that'd be
I'd
fucking
love to hear
great.
that. So yeah, pick number 2 for me, Rivers of Nile with their self-titled record.
Wonderful stuff there, Jimbo.
It was.
So my pick is one that Dan's just had. Cradle of Filth, Screaming of the Valkyries.
Oh, please get
Ooh.
in there.
Yeah, yeah,
Bruce.
yeah. So I'll not really take too long or anything, but yeah, like I think, some of their best work, isn't it? They've been on a massive run of the last like sort of couple of hours, latter day
Yeah.
career peak. And as Def said, like riff work on songs like Trinity of the Shadows, superb barrage of riffs and melodies. They've even added in metalcore breakdowns into You Are My Nautilus and White Hellebore, which I thought was outrageous because I was like, is
Yeah.
this a Bleeding Through album or is this a Cradle
Metal.
of
Yeah,
Filth
yeah, yeah.
album? Or maybe it's like Bleeding Filth. Who knows? But yeah, as Dan said, they added some more classical, traditional sort of metal riffing, and Zoe Fedorov's vocal performance is one of the standout. Yeah, just integrating little bits here and there that just keep it a refreshing listen. So I didn't actually think there's a weak track on this album. So
Nah, definitely not, mate.
super fucking awesome record, man. So yeah, Cradle of Filth, The Screaming of the Valkyries.
Hell yeah,
Well,
boy.
good
What a
pick,
start.
Daz. Good
Yeah.
What a
pick.
start to
Okay,
Silver.
pick number 2 for me then came out 25th of April on Spine Farm, and it's the 5th album from Employed to Serve, Fallen Star.
Yes, Steph.
Wow, wow, wow. They continue to deliver an amazing example of their musicianship. So ever since Eternal Forward Motion, they have been at the forefront of groovy metalcore anthems. Conquering continued that path and added a more heavier elements to it. How the fuck they've done it again, I don't know. Each album cycle that they go through the roof. This album has all the things you want in an exceptional metalcore album. From the start, Treachery literally knocks your cock off. Blast beat and groovy riffs. At times, they have that death metal-esque tone, which I think when they go in that wheelhouse, really, really suits them. They do it better than most. The guitar has that real dynamic crunch. They mean business riffs are on here. You know what I mean? Catchy hooks and a mountain of different patterns emerge throughout. This album, they introduce special guests, and the guests that they get just prove how big and respected the band are. So you got like Serena Cherry, Will Ramos of Lorna Shore, Jesse Leach of Killswitch, and each of those tracks suit the guest. Justine, I mean, she still delivers that passion and heart as she always does. She sounds as good, I think, probably the best she sounded on here. She's got a great range. Her screams are now iconic. You know, Sammy provides those backdrop cleans, and honestly, it changes the songs. I think that dual vocal now that the two of them have, I think it does make a difference on the track.
Yeah.
On Fallen Star track, the emotions of her angry tone, but Sammy's sort of dreamy vocal tone is a great match. He's really underrated on those cleans. I think he sounds great, but he can fuck with the rest of us, as he shows on Now Thy Kingdom Come, proving that Aggie backdrop to Justine, so he can match her sort of for power. He's also one of the two guitarists. Some of the riffs and hooks they provide are ridiculous. David Porter as well on here. They just crush everything in sight. Atonement's got a very Slipknot riff to it. You can definitely imagine Corey Taylor singing over that. You got the synthy intro and Breaks Me Down. You know, it's a nice taste of Employed to Serve doing something different. You know what I mean? And again, Sammy showing that sort of dreamy vocal side. Familiar Pain, which I'll say now is my favourite track because it's got that death metal attitude about it. You know what I mean? Those sick pinches, and Justine just brings in some cleans of her own, which is really good. Production is always good with Employed to Serve. On speakers or headphones, every riff just packs that punch. The clarity is clean and raw at the same time. Ever since Eternal Forward Motion, this band has been a regular in my top 40. I think every album has been. Conquering was there, and I was sure that this would be there. You know, I love this band. We love this band. What they do is just incredible, and the cycle that they're on at the minute, they're just fucking going off the charts, man. So this was always going to be there. So yeah, second pick for me, Employed to Serve, Fallen Star.
Great pick, mate. Right then, the next one, lads. It's the official first 2025 3 for 3.
Oh!
Because this came out in February on Nuclear Blast. Gold by Scour.
Yeah,
is the record. I won't bleat on too much because you boys both had it in bronze, but, you know, an Anselmo, Misery Index, Pig Destroyer, Agoraphobic, Nosebleed, Supergroup.
That's silver on its own. Just about even fucking listen to music.
Mate, I couldn't believe this record on first listen, and that initial impression has really stuck with me. Blistering black metal with some like regal death metal, like that. They invoke bands like Immolation.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
on this record, man, like they really get the balance between brutality and melody absolutely spot on this, and it's amazing that it's a debut record as well. I mean, obviously, you know, you've got a lot of years of experience in the game, but still, them coming together, and this is a debut record. Guitar work's exceptional. You've got them icy tremolos, you've got them big, fat, majestic death metal riffs, brilliantly melodic lead work, and as you boys both pointed out, like Phil's vocals on here are unbelievable. Like maybe one of his best ever performances. Like the black metal rasps mixed with them death metal growls. It's just brilliant. And lyric of the year, Invoke the Master's Goat, all hail Satan, be at one with hell, give the body to Satan on Invoke. It's fucking...
Come on, mate, it's
just brilliant, man. My favourite track is Invoke for that. I just put it in for that lyric alone. Like, it's just fucking brilliant. So yeah, our first 3 for 3 this year, Gold Scour, is my third album.
Woohoo! Bingo.
I'm delighted that was a free. That deserves to be a 3 for 3. We love Phil. We love that style of black metal when it's that extreme but sounds heavy. That good. I'm well happy that's a 3 for 3 from us.
Yeah, I thought it would be, mate.
Yeah,
man. Well, moving on from black metal to Kings of UK sludge and grooviness. It's Raging Speedhorn's Nightwolf, baby, coming in.
Yes, Daz.
Not surprised that's in there for you, mate.
I haven't stopped listening to this album, man. Especially, you know, the artwork depicts that sort of 80s Teen Wolf synthwavy vibe, and that's kind of like what you get on the album. Really, it's just like a party record. It's such a fun record, man. It's like easily one of their catches today. But they never sacrifice the heaviness. Like songs like The Blood Code just bludgeon you with its like disgusting bass grooves and like the slow crawl. It's like crazy. And when the album came out, I think in the roundup we spoke about the lineup changes historically and the fact that they've weathered all of those sorts of challenges and they've still come out releasing an album that's this good and it doesn't like compromise their core sound.
No, not at all.
They they just write like monster songs, man. Like every night's for fighting, like live. It's just gonna be like fucking carnage left, right, and center, man.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the title track with that little chorus chant. It's just another one that sort of like stays in your brain, man. So yeah, let's go, mate. The animal is inside you.
You've been
Long
on a
live
big
this band.
grooved metal tear this year, hasn't you?
I have,
So
yeah, I have, yeah.
I wasn't surprised this has popped up, and in silver as well, mate. Nice.
Yeah, to be fair, the if I'd have got onto the album previously, was it Hard to Kill, I think?
Yeah, that was wicked. That was.
Oh, that probably would have been in my 40 for that year.
Yeah, that was
Whenever that
wicked,
came out.
record.
But yeah, Raging Speedhorn, man, long live that band.
Sick.
Nightwolf's the album.
Great choice, mate.
Good pick, mate. I'm not surprised that was in there because I know you fucking dug that, man. It's
Yeah,
shit.
it's fucking good, mate. It's good
Okay.
shit.
You probably won't be surprised with this next album from me, boys, because I did really,
Sure.
really, really like this. It came out 15th of August, self-released, third album, Justice for the Damned. Stay
nice, yeah.
relentless.
Yes, I remember you were
Yeah.
all over
I
this, mate.
fucking dug this, man. So that, you know, Pain is Power was the second album that came out 5 years ago, and I remember when that came out. It was a good album, but it just, I don't know, something was missing from it, and then they just disappeared. We saw them with Venom Prison, didn't we, Jim? Remember at the Underworld?
Yeah,
That was probably about 4 years, 21 maybe.
that would have been when gigs just maybe started back up again.
Yeah, so maybe 21 that might have been. Oh, no, yeah, because it was full Pain about. And then they sort of seem to have gone under a rock. And then they've come back and, you know, they've been playing obviously a lot of live shows and stuff, but they've returned now with sort of more pizzazz and more ag than ever. You know, it's a different album to their previous the previous couple. There seems to be more structure in the songs. The songs seem to breathe more. The songwriting element has really improved. This is now the time for Justice for the Damned to shine in this genre. When you got bands like Thy Art Is Murder seemingly not as popular no more. Parkway Drive steering in a different direction. Justice for the Damned have got this chance to put Australian metalcore back on the map. Although this leans very much into hardcore at times, or metalcore mosh, as Dave said. So it's very much like a Justice for the Khan TX type. And I think that's that's what they said. I think it's a perfect go together. You know, from the get-go, that groove and heaviness is the main character. Real chunky riffs and an almost hardcore type bounce in most songs. Breakdowns are plenty on here. Every track has an underlying groove to it. Built to be Broken is a groove breakdown paradise of a track, man. The breakdown at the end is fucking Kublai Khan, I'm sure of it. Crunching the guitars is so good to hear. Nick and Kieran absolutely shred the fuck out of this. There's pinches galore, so many chord changes, pure adrenaline-fueled riffs. It's constant, neck-snapping metal, and the groove in every lie you've spoken is fucked up, man. Bobak on vocals, man, it's a fucking demon. He's got that sort of honeycut type of sound to him, you know what I mean? The hardcore is... He's got that hardcore sort of thing in most of the tracks, and it feels like Kublai Khan I guessed in. It's like, shit, is that fucking Matt singing on there? You know what I mean? The title track, Stay Relentless, has that typical Kublai breakdown. Bobak's voice is just incredible, the best he's sounded. They've increased everything and he's stepped up. A lot of the lyrics sound like Whitechapel the Valley, you know what I mean? As in the storytelling. Because this is obviously not sort of the similar fields, but it's in that sort of wheelhouse. You know, Clawing Wounds definitely has the Valley vibes about it, though. You know, you should have killed me when you had the chance is one of the stuff that he says over and over again. And then Built to be Broken, you got that fight for your life. Get out of it, mate. You're in silver already. You don't need to show off no more, boys. Production is spot on. Will Putney's on the knobs. Come on. I think he knows a thing or two about metalcore sounding like a freight train to the throat. You know, the power and passion on here is so evident. And I'm so glad that Justice is back, baby. So, yeah. Favorite track, Built to Be Broken. It's ridiculous. Love this album. Love Justice for the Damned. Love Stay Relentless. Pick 3.
Good pick, son. Good pick. Right then, 4 for me. Came out in March
Oh.
on Triple B, and it is Combust, Belly of the
Oh, yes, mate.
Beast. Man, we've been really blessed with some sick hardcore over the last
Yes,
few
we have.
years. Like Drain, Speed, Missing Link, Grid Iron, etc., etc. Combust have just like booted the door down to that little party, and they're like right up there with them bands, man. So this is riff heavy, metallic, bouncy New York hardcore, as catchy and as infectious as it could possibly be. And while it's got a 90s heart to it, it's also got like a box fresh modern sound to it as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Riff wise, it's not just a bog standard New York hardcore album. There's loads of thrash in here. There's loads of skate punk influence in here as well. Andrew Vacant on vocals has got that unmistakable New York hardcore tone and swagger to his voice. Like he could not be from anywhere else with that vocal delivery. You got nods to legends like Sick of It All on Distorted Dreams, which it sounds like a prime 90s Sick of It All track. You got wicked guest spots on here from J Mindforce, Danny Diablo, Scott Vogel, amongst others. 12 tracks, 30 minutes. I've played this over and over and over again. It's such a fucking cool, fun record. Favorite track is the perfect album opener, Belly of the Beast, which is one of the absolute songs of the year. So yeah, pick number 4 for me, man. I'll be surprised if this don't come up again, but
Yeah.
Combust, Belly of the Beast is the record.
Nice, man. Nice. My next pick is Near Death Travel Expenses by Dead Guy.
Yeah,
Oh.
come on.
Yeah, won't
Yes,
touch
son.
too much on it because I think you had it in bronze, didn't you?
I did, son. I did.
But yeah, like the fact that it's just a follow up from 30 years later is fucking bananas, isn't it? That they just sound like better than ever. Like they've never been away.
Yeah.
Some of the most sublime sort of metalcore, mathcore mishmash of the year.
Mishmash.
Yeah, just delivering metallic hardcore the way it should be, man. Just opening up a record like this with a face grater like Killfee is just obscene.
Yeah.
Tim, as you said, sounds as urgent and as visceral as he did 3 decades ago. There's a real strong like sort of social conscience on this album, which is sort of quintessential for a lot of bands in this sort of genre.
Yeah.
Lines like "Pick your gods, pick your sides. We're selling tickets for the end times." Stuff like that. And the last track, "Wax Princess," shout out for one of the songs of the year, I think. Because it's got that like sample in it, isn't it, where they're sort of saying about your time can be bought, like it's a
Mate.
commodity and stuff.
That bit fucks me up every time because it's like that speak and spell kind of thing, isn't it? And every time it comes in, I'm like, what the fuck's that?
yeah. Really, like, kind of every time it does that to me as well. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Who's that?
Yeah, who the fuck's that? Well, oh no,
fuck's
hold
that?
on, it's the record.
Yeah. Just really fucking great album, man. Like the riffs from Chris and Keith are still as rage as sharp and chaotic as they ever were, and an incredible comeback record, man. So yeah, Dead Guy, Near Death Travel Expenses is top notch.
Great pick, son.
Great
Thank
pick,
you.
mate. Okay, pick 4 from me. It came out 23rd of May. Close Casket Records. Get your bingo cards out. It's a softcore album from Age of Apocalypse. In Oblivion.
Done it again.
Yes.
Wow, that's
he's
this
done it
episode's
again.
Paradise Lost, mate.
He's done it again. He's just done it again. He didn't even know.
am
Hey,
gobsmacked.
it's here.
I don't care.
Holy shit, mate.
It's here.
I
So
don't care. That was one of them every episode, isn't it?
From the absolutely brilliant debut, Age of Apocalypse return with their Life of Agony infused metallic hardcore. Perfect blend of those 90s metallic riffs with the angelic vocals over some of the most catchiest rhythms in the genre. Album starts how you expect, angelic cleans into a riff fest. They are turned into one of the best bands in hardcore, and with a vocalist with one of the most recognisable voices. The guitars sound even more huge on there, so much crunch. That tone is to die for. They could have easily done a more metallic metal album, yet they've still added more grunt and power. Just shows what they are and what they can do. A lot of that heft is down to Midas Young, aka Taylor Young, produces this album and instantly creates a monster. He's the king of an album sounding more than perfect. It's an album that sounds like a jamming live session. There's a rawness to that sound. Like I said, Age of Apocalypse are some of the masters of those catchy anthemic tracks, and this is filled with them. Tracks like Mortal Coil and Maximum Suffering has those unreal leads and choruses, but also have those mosh part breakdowns. That little solo in Equalizer is just a screech fest. You got the intro and Apocalypse intro, just sounds like something Metallica could have jammed up, where it's just slowing and slowly getting into that more sort of hardcore style of riff. In fact, there's more tracks on it that have more hardcore essence on it than the previous debut. This is heavier, definitely channeled in on that. The more aggressive moments are more standout. I touched on Dylan being one of the best vocalists in the game. In this genre, he is. He's clean to godlike. He has the closest comparison to sort of that Mina Caputo range in metal. His flow is just unmatched.
Keith Caputo now, Def.
Keith, sorry.
Come on, son.
His flow is just unmatched. He can also get it done with the growls, and again, he sounds effortless. His vocals on the last track, Over Mine, is just perfection. There's no tone like it. He's definitely, for me, like the Lane Staley of hardcore. Just when you hear his voice, it's just like, how does he sound like this? You know, You've still got your guests on here. You know, it's Colin Young, it's Graham of Five Is. This band do it better than most. They get better and better. I still prefer the debut. I think that's why I would have had the debut higher. Wow. I think this is close. And I think that the third album is going to be the one that's going to blow these first two albums apart.
Blimey, mate.
I'm not gonna be in your bronze when it drops.
I think, yeah. I think they're on the third. I think the next album, Age of Apocalypse, man, they're there.
I'm not going to say too much, Def, but I think this weasel over the debut.
Ooh.
I think this is a massive step up on Grim Wisdom, mate. I'm noticing a trend, Def, in your... You've had two in silver so far that have been in your platinum previously.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at all your platinums now, and I'll work out the rest of your silver.
Try and work out. But yeah, I still love this album. I love this band. And, I can't wait to what they do next. You know what I mean? So yeah. Pick 4, Age of Apocalypse in Oblivion. Favourite track is Maximum Suffering. Fucking wonderful track.
It is, mate. Right then, lads, we're hitting the halfway point of the silver tier, and my next album 5, came out in October on Testimony Records. It is Bonginator with Retro Death.
I thought that would have been higher.
Mate, when you see, well, we always say this, but when you see what's coming in gold and platinum, you'll know why it's like this year's most fun death metal record. This down tuned 2-step-in slam riffs, groovy death metal riffs. You got thrash in here, you got hardcore in here, you got synthwave in here, you got a ton of film and TV and game samples. It's been really cool seeing since we did this on the roundup how many people have been like, oh, I checked out Bonginator and it's fucking glorious. There's been loads, isn't there? It's been wicked to see, man. Described as Fulci meets Rob Zombie, and I think that's a great comparison. That's perfect. Just about sums it up. Like you just can't help but get swept up in this, man. It's done with so much love and affection. Like if you're an 80s or a 90s kid, this is like a wet dream of a record. There's tracks about RoboCop on here, the Turtles, The Thing, Silent Hill, all sorts of cool old games and films and stuff. And Mr. Dan Goldsworthy again, take a bow, son, take a boo, killer artwork. He ain't got time. He's too busy. He is too busy. He can't be bowing with his schedule, can he? Like fucking hell. But all them little Easter eggs, man, hidden in there is just brilliant. My favourite track is Short Ass Bus featuring Big Ass Truck, which is just an.
If that wasn't your favourite track, I would have smashed my computer up.
It's just
You always sing it. Every time we
mate.
meet up, you fucking sing it.
Oh, so yeah, get those fat fucking hairy nuts on the dance floor. Longer later, Retro Death is pick number 5.
Nice,
There
man.
we go.
Pick
Good
number
pick,
5
mate.
for me, mate, is Haunted, Songs of Last Resort.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice,
yes,
mate.
Yeah,
Not
I
surprised. Not
Fucking
surprised.
love this band, man. Like, you know,
Yes.
the last few albums, I think, a bit like Cradle of Filth, have been fantastic. The last sort of 3 or 4 from Exit Wounds on, and they just like show no signs of slowing down or departing from their signature sound, despite being in the game for 3 decades, man. You know, just millions of great like thrash riffs everywhere on this record. To Bleed Out is such a great standout song with the main riff just earworming its way into your cranium. Unbound is another fucking banger. Every song on here basically is a form of like grievous bodily harm, with the drums just rumbling behind with loads of lovely flourishes and brilliant thrashy solos. The flow and the composition of the record just flows so well because, you know, they do have like a lot of slower songs on here as well. It's not all just balls to the wall, but, you know, songs like Hell is Wasted on the Dead is another hard as fuck song title. And the meat and the bones of the song fully co-sign that by being a complete thrash metal monster tune. But yeah, such a great album, man. Like, haven't really stopped listening to this. So, as I said, putting this out so late into their career shows that, you know, the Haunted are far from being dead, man. So let's keep the momentum going, mate. The Haunted, Songs of Last Resort, baby.
Great pick, Daz.
Good pick, mate. I don't know if I want to say this next pick because I'm a bit panicky now.
Well,
Here
we're
we
just
go
gonna
again.
we're
No,
gonna shame the
it's not.
shocker.
No, because I'm pulling out a fucking contract now. Because when you see what else is I've got in gold and platinum, for me, for my tastes, you'll be like, okay,
This is it, Def. This is the game we're playing.
this is
son.
the game exactly. So
The
this
business end now, mate.
this wouldn't have
Business shoe
gone
end.
any higher than silver, you know. But for me, it wouldn't have gone any higher because gold and platinum is just so stacked.
Here
So
we go,
I just
Daz.
want to say,
Oh,
I just want to say that. Just getting this disclaimer out. Okay.
Let me just get my seatbelt on then.
Yeah,
Okay,
same.
you
this.
probably. Yeah, I think you will. I think this is going to be
no.
worse.
You
gonna
thought
be myself
worse.
You thought Age of Apocalypse was worse. This is going to be fucking worse, mate. So this album, 22nd of August, the 10th album, Reprise Records. Yes, it's Deftones' private music. Cheers, God.
Is it? Is it that?
Yeah, it's Deftones' private music. Yeah,
okay.
it's
Fucking
Deftones.
hell.
It's
Okay.
Deftones.
I can't believe this.
It's Deftones' private music. They've always been a fave of mine.
No, they haven't.
This is the debut.
Clearly
It's
not.
in fucking silver, mate. It's in the 40, innit? It's in the fucking 30. You know what I mean? That sound from 95, you know, that aggressive tone was a one-off. They've excelled over the next 30 years, creating a soundscape that suits them. They are wonderfully creative, using all sorts of sounds to create masterpieces of music. The talent is incredible in this band. They keep pushing themselves, and this album proves they've still got that fire in their belly. This feels heavier, more powerful, and they have more vision, especially than the previous album. I think this is a lot better than that.
Oh, yeah,
It's some real great chord work, earworms, but also some real hefty moments. This is Deftones showcasing their ability. It's a great continuation from OMS, even though I feel it's a lot better. It channels that sort of White Pony, Diamond Eyes, Koi no Yokan sound more. You know what I mean? That blend of Deathwave, that is really their trademark. They create loads of intriguing. They've created, loads of intriguing sounds over the years, and this is no exception. The use of synths and keyboards, especially on the end of Souvenir, creates such an amazing soundscape. My Mind is a Mountain has that familiar blend of emotive tone and classic Deftones heft. Locked Club has a wicked down-tuned sound. Infinity Source is beautifully shoegaze anthem. And the riff at the end of that is just pomme de terre, man. It just makes it a classic. The best track for me is Milk of the Madonna. and then when it goes into Cut Hands, that both those tracks just showcase why we love Deftones. You know, both iconic boppers, and Cut Hand definitely brings back that craziness. Chino, as ever, he's one of the most unique vocalists. He's developed his own style of vocals, from the harsh to the signature cleans. Guy can do anything, including that adrenaline era style rap that he does on Cut Hands, which is a real sort of throwback to that fucking 95 era. Stephen Carpenter is often forgotten how great of a guitarist he is, a style and approach that puts him so high up in the pecking order. He gives that shoegaze smoothness and low-tuned rippers. Production is what you expect. Clear clarity is a real stomp to the sound. Nick, who did the Diamond Eyes and Kono Yokan album, channels that era. And yeah, I think from OMS, I think if they continue from this as a benchmark for future albums, then I think
maybe
we could
gold
have
next year.
Well, I mean, listen.
Well, the next one.
I dug this.
We'll
I dug this album. I want that adrenaline sound again.
Yeah,
I know I'm not going to get it. I know it's stupid.
Maybe on the next one they might go mad.
No, it's not. They're not. We're not going to get.
Death.
I want the heavier Deftones. I like the shoegaze, but I don't want all fucking shoegaze.
Yeah, all right.
I know that's
going out now, baby.
I know that's Deftones style at the moment. I know that they.
I think this is the heavier though.
It is heavier. It's got more. Yeah, it's not all like each song has got different bits. It's not just the one shoegaze track. It's got a bit shoegaze, heavy bits, heavier solos, heavier crunch, and that's what I like, and that's why I much prefer it over OMS. And I think if they,
was a bit mad.
I did like OMS, but I don't know. It didn't. This clicked more.
Yeah.
And I think if they can continue from this as a benchmark on the next album, then yeah, it might be King of Silver. But I still love Deftones. You know that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Deftones,
Crikey,
private music. Yeah. You don't want to hear me next one after this.
Age of Apocalypse and
Come on,
Deftones
Def.
already in silver. I don't know. I don't know what's to come. Right then, we're over the halfway hump, boys. My next pick came out in August on Flat Spot Records. Yet another fucking sick new hardcore band. End It, Wrong Side of Heaven.
Oh yes, mate.
One of the most highly anticipated hardcore debuts of recent times. This, and they lived up to that anticipation and then some. Man, 15 tracks of the coolest music you'll hear this year in just 22 minutes. Like, these songs flip between hardcore, punk, and metal so effortlessly. Like, there's so many cool guitar moments on this record. Like, Ray Lee, again, same as sort of Combust. This isn't just a basic hardcore record. Ray Lee, the guitarist, man, he pulls out so many tricks on here. You'd swear that there were 2 or 3 guitar players. It's like, there's natural harmonics, there's thrash riffs, there's little tasty licks, there's palm mute, big chunky palm mutes, ripping lead playing. I think he might be the secret love child of Rocky George from Suicidal, because the playing is so similar. And they've not only got one musician in this band with a ton of personality. Akil Gonsi on vocals has such a distinctive voice. Like, he sounds like nobody else.
No.
He's got so much personality in his vocals. That sort of rapid fire crossover thrash mixed with moments of soulful singing and hip hop flow is just, it's just sensational, man. I'm dying to see these live now. I cannot wait to see them live. Another hardcore band just knocking that debut out the park like it ain't no bother. Favorite track, $1 Billion Question, is a big tune, and there's massive things to come from End It, man.
Big time.
Yeah, so Wrong Side of Heaven, End It, is pick number 6 for me.
So from one debut to another then, Jim, you've already mentioned it, so I won't take too long. Ancient Death, Breaking the Barrier of Hope.
Get in, son.
As you said, just barrages of technical riffing, soaring melodic lead work. You kind of know what you're in for. Earworms, old school cavernous vocals. It's like blood incantation, esque atmospherics, with the addition of the vocals provided by Jasmine Alexander on the bass. It's a stunning album.
Yeah.
As soon as you saw the artwork when it was revealed by Megan LeMay, it's a brilliant bit of art. Just paints almost exactly what you'd expect this album to sound like if you picked it up on a whim in a fucking record store.
You know, don't you? You'd see
You're
that in HMV and you go, ah, I know what that is. I'll
Yeah, I'm
have some
gonna
of
have a
that,
bang
mate.
on that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's exactly what you get, man. Like lovely audible bass lines, great proggy elements, soaring guitar solos. It's all here in one like incredible package.
Yeah.
They were promising off of the back of the EP they dropped, and this is just doubled down on that, and they just take you on a magnificent journey that just washes over you. It's just a debut of unwavering success, man. So, Ancient Death, Breaking the Barrier of Hope is my pick.
Great pick, son.
Great pick, son. Okay, pick 6 for me was released 24th of October on Rise Records. It's the 13th 1-3 album from the Acacia Strain. You Are Safe from God here.
Not safe from fucking death, though.
Not safe,
Fucking
no.
hell.
Well,
No one's safe.
No one's safe.
metalcore, deathcore, doom. The Acacia Strain are developing into a band with a fair amount of tricks in their box. The last handful of albums have seen them deliver, there we go, mate, some of the heaviest material and dropping some real twists. They continue that feat on this album, bringing their style of metal, and they crush everyone and everything into oblivion. Judging what genre they are is difficult, as they have a blend of deathcore with their heavy monolithic breakdowns, a swagger of early 2000s metalcore when they decide to turn up the groove. They blend in some real gloomy doom to change up the atmosphere too. It seems every album cycle they sound heavier. It's almost the new wave Whitechapel sound with more grind and hardcore licks, but in a typical Acacia Strain, they fly through the tracks with no breaks. Musically and lyrically, they're hard hitting, talking about grief, self-loathing, and turmoil. If you can pick them out from the chaos that is around this, the opening track blends the slow gloom turmoil, then breaks into a section of pure adrenaline-fueled riffs. Then back to like a Kublai Khan if they were deathcore breakdown. One thing they do so well is they keep you guessing throughout the tracks, and I think that's why I'm such a big fan of this band. They do veer off sometimes completely off the point. The Machine That Bleeds features God's Hate, blends those two worlds perfectly, even getting their own band name in the track. Brody and Colin being in this track, they bring some real flavour, diving into the unknown world of Acacia. Swamp Mentality starts off like a grind track with those piercing riffs and like 500 miles per hour drums. Aeonian Wrath is one of the heavier tracks, just pure assault, quickly followed up by Holy Moonlight, which is just as aggressive. Those pinches sound huge. It's got those sort of an industrial element to it. Sacred Relic is like the end of a little trilogy of tracks, a little more industrial tinge to it, and in true Acacia fashion, they end with a completely different sounding last track. The last album, CD2, had 3 tracks that tested the waters. Slow Decay had those odd moments too. This time they bring a 14-minute doom and gloom banger that just shows that the band are comfortable doing this style, doing the fucking excessive style. You know what I mean? Haunting tones, vocals to match. They give you that uneasy feeling. For me, the songwriting's improved massively. Definitely one of the biggest and best new wave deathcore bands we have. The guitars have that real thick monolithic tone, which I love, sludgy, and adding those sick pinches here and there. Vincent Bennett's one of the most underrated vocalists, man. His growls are literally as heavy as his guitars. So much power and emotion. I fucking love this band. Every time they bring something out, they literally surprise me. I just think they cannot do any better than previous albums, and then they go and do something like this. It's a style of
When
metal.
their previous album's a bit higher last time, if I recall.
The last one was in platinum. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on with him. Yeah,
Platinum.
Def's fucking having us over, mate. Yeah,
Pulling our little plonkers, isn't it?
I still love this band. They'll always be in my 40. The Acacia Strain. You are safe from here. From God here, not from death.
No,
Not from
no
death.
one's safe from
No
death.
one's
No
safe.
one's safe from death this year, mate. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
no one, no one. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this next one because this is an album we have not spoke about at all. We didn't cover it on any roundup show.
Oh,
So I love when this happens. So this came out in October on Magnetic Eye Records. The band are called Howling Giant, and the record is called Crucible and Ruin.
bloody hell! Yeah, I remember you mentioned.
So this was picked up after a recommendation from our good friend Lindsay C. Hello, Lindsay. And I was hooked after one listen, man. A really gorgeous, mesmeric sounding record. It's proggy, but it's really accessible. And man, this thing fucking rocks. Like when they want to get heavy, man, they get heavy. This, if you have a look at the album artwork, the album sound reflects what's on the artwork. It's a really like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a really warm, cozy sounding autumnal record, this. And I think that's why it's hit hard, because the time of year it's come out, it's fucking miserable in England, and you just want to be like indoors in the warm, don't you? Like
Yeah.
cozied up under a blanket or whatever. But yeah, this has got tons of groove, man. It's really driven by riffs. So many riffs on here. There's lovely lead work on this record as well. It's all clean vocals on this record as well, and there are a ton of great vocal melodies on this. Like if you like Mastodon, Coheed and Cambria, Elder, like I cannot recommend this album enough. These songs are always stuck in my head without me even knowing it. I'm paying council tax on these tunes, man. They've so like my favorite track is a track called Archon, and it is fucking
Giving me a
stunning.
hard on.
A stunning track, man. It's Crucible and Ruin is the name of the record. Howling Giant is the name of the band. Please check that out if you haven't already.
Nice, man. So my next pick is Blood Monolith, The Calling of Fire.
Oh, yes, Daz.
Yeah,
Another
ever
one
since
that
it's dropped, mate,
sadly
yeah.
I'd not gone back to enough.
Yeah, really, really fucking good. Like as we discussed when it came out earlier this year, just the band only formed 2 years ago, and to put out a record like this is just ridiculous, man. It's just top notch, moorish, well balanced death metal with loads of grind influences. So if it's not in Death's Gold or Platinum, I'm gonna fucking kick his head off. But from the moment the first song starts, mate, your teeth are
Did someone call? Did someone call? Okay, I'm just coming. Sorry, guys, I've got to go.
Taxi.
Taxi.
In his mud tier.
Mud tier. Bands I love but didn't make it tier. Yeah, man, just comes swinging out the door, mate, like a madman until it finishes 27 minutes later, when you can finally escape the maelstrom of riffs. But you know, when you got a supergroup with the likes of Shelby Lermo and members of Undeath Genocide Pack and Deliriant Nerve, you know you're in for a winner, mate. And this album is nasty. It demands repeat listens, and it's controlled and uncontrolled lunacy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's magnificent, mate. Blood Monolith, The Calling of Fire. Great fucking death metal album, man.
Great pick, Daz. Rothadas and that are two that I've been guilty as charged, man.
Yeah, well,
Just not forgetting about them, but just not having gone back. So
yeah,
it's nice to see maybe a taste of going veering off in different directions this year. Very much so, mate.
Well, you might say that, but
can't take any more.
Let me give you my pick 7. We're back in the death wheelhouse. You'll be glad to know. So debut album, 18th of July, on Days. I fucking love this album. If you two don't have this is the last conversation we're going to have. It's a band called Erode, and the album is called Devout.
Nice.
I haven't got this.
Oh my god!
No, I haven't got this either.
Oh my god! Okay. Let me paint the picture. Imagine a hardcore band drawing influence from 100 Demons. It's normal, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, Daz. It is normal. Yeah. And Death Metal Supremo's Morbid Angel. Yes, Jim. It can't be. Yes, it can, because this fucking band, straight off the bat,
Uh,
we are hit with the sludgiest hardcore riff. These old school death metal influences are evident when the pace picks up. The guitars in Whole sound so thick and heavy. Every chord has venom to it, earworms galore. There's a real death metal atmosphere on this album, proper 90s. This is real deathcore as it should be. They capture it's 16 minutes, this album. They capture a lot in there, showcasing that power and quality that they have. Get these guys on a tour to open up with Dying Fetus. Fuck me, mate. They will hit the spot, man. Tracks like Fever Dream, one of the hardest tracks of the year. Real crowbar, corn, sludge fest, which it turns into halfway through. A track that decapitates you in 2 parts. The tone on these guitars is ridiculous. You got Devon and Mike, who tag team the fuck out of this, man. As Rain Pours has the classic spin kick breakdown that we love from hardcore. Mark on vocals sounds like a powerhouse. Those old hardcore tones with those crushing deep low growls absolutely suits this style. Drumming is unreal, flows manically. The drums on the title track are quick and plenty of around them, which I love. A great that really adds to the track. You know, the intro of Sultra is just a perfect moment. Production is wicked. Everything sounds so clear. It pierces through you. Clarity is sick, even at loud volume. This, for me, is a band to watch, and an album that, as soon as I heard it, I knew would be a fucking favourite for me. It was just where it would end up in the 40. But yeah, love this fucking band. We did do it. I swear it was on a review show, or did we? Maybe we didn't.
We didn't
Maybe
do
we
this
didn't
on the
have it
roundup
on
show,
there.
mate.
But I thought that, for me, I thought this was a great fucking surprise. Like I said, anything on days hits the spot, especially with the 3 of us. And this fucking hit the spot, man. So yeah, pick 7, Erode, Devout.
Sweet, great pick, mate. I think I probably only listened to that once. So
It's great. It's fucking
I've
great.
just made a note to listen to it later.
Fucking great, man.
because I just seen we did July and August together in a roundup show. So we didn't do one in July. So I'll get back on that, Def. Right then, pick 8 for me. This one is maybe one that you boys might have thought I might have a little bit higher, but it's ended up where it's ended up. It came out in September on $20 bin, and it is Changelings by Species.
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. I thought that would have been higher.
It was in gold, mate, for a long time, but October, like I said, dropped a hand grenade in my fucking.
Well,
I say a lot. It was in there for a month.
All of us. Yeah, I think for all of us.
Yeah, technical, progressive, wild thrash with death and jazz elements wrapped up in this cool sci-fi ribbon. Technically really, really impressive with a whole load of twists and turns. But something that Species do really well is they make this album fun, and it's super memorable as well, which is, not always the case with very progressive and technical music. And that's what's kept me coming back to this. Like, they've crafted proper songs that worm their way into your brains, and I've spun this a bunch since it came out, man. A big guitar record, this. Like, the guitar playing has definite Chuck influences. You can tell that they've studied at the altar of death. Real distinctive riff style, and the riffs here are in that vein of like Human, Symbolic, those kind of records. And if you like a solo like we do, there are no fucking shortage of them, man. It's like, this is like some Friedman Rust in Peace business with the solo work on here. It's fucking brilliant. And vocal wise, this is one of the most distinctive, wild vocal performances of the year. Like we said, it's kind of a mashup of Mikey Goodman in Sixth mixed with, rest in peace, Tompa Lundberg from At the Gates. It's a real distinctive vocal tone, and I, for one, fucking love it. Species have reached for the cosmos on this record, and it's a real standout for me. Favorite track, no surprise, Waves of Time is an unbelievable tune. So yeah, pick 8 for me, Changelings by Species.
Wicked, mate. So my next pick is one that you mentioned in bronze as well, Jim. Dead
Oh,
Heat, Process of Elimination.
do you know what, Daz? I didn't think this was going to be in your 40.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
In
Yep.
Sweet.
35 minutes of the sickest, fastest, darkest thrash Dead Heat have put out to date with a huge sprinkle of that hardcore spirit, mate. But as you say, like they have kind of like really leaned into like that pure Slayer
Mm.
Sepultura worships with like a nice dash of Cro-Mags, man. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
frenzied fretboard Olympics. Um, Standout tracks, Perpetual Punishment, Hidebound, Solace Denied, Enemy. It's all killer from start to finish. And, you know, as we said, 35 minutes is the perfect runtime for an album of this because it just doesn't overstay its welcome. But the state that the thrash genre is in currently with the new crop of bands is in good hands, man, with
Yeah.
bands like Dead Heat, Enforced, and many others. So, really good fucking album. It needed to be as well because they signed it to Metal Blade, when it Metal Blade debut. So,
Yes, it was, mate. Yeah.
yeah, super fucking wicked album, man. Dead Heat, Process of Elimination, mate. One for
Great
the
pick,
summer
mate.
heads.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether that was going to be in your 40. I couldn't really gauge what you thought of it when we did the
Yeah,
roundup and stuff. So
yeah,
you were just processing it,
yeah. I was processing the
mulling it
elimination.
over. Yeah, yeah. Great pick, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, pick 8 for me. Debut album, 15th of August. Iron Fortress Records. Decadent. For those in shallow graves.
Decedent.
Decedent. Decadent. That's what we said on the review show,
We
wasn't
did,
it?
didn't we? Yeah, yeah.
Fucking hell, yeah, decadent. Fucking decadent, man.
Yes, Steph, what a fucking record this
Oh,
is.
God, this fucking hit the spot, man.
Yeah,
Another
mate.
diamond in the rough death metal band playing rough death metal. It's got that dissonance and dark, flurry, sort of burn my eyes-esque groove with added pinches, which is fucking insane, mixed with like the disgustingness of like gore guts and disembowel. Welcome, decadent, whatever you
Decedent.
fucking call decedent. I still can't fucking get it right. I should have put it in on fucking Google before, man.
You have to spell it out phonetically, Def. Write it down phonetically.
Oh, mate, yeah. This is so heavy, man. The atmosphere is so dark, makes these riffs even better. Pure chunk and funk all over. Breakdowns are insane. And when it goes full 4/4, it's just ridiculous. There's a beautifully shreddy solo on Rotted Redeemer that just showcases the talent of this band. Three-piece band, which I'm always stunned by, and honestly, the sounds they create is insane. It's just a flurry of loud, crushing, drenching flavours. Joshua Hill is the guitarist and vocalist. The riff accompanying the vocals is insane. Sort of hardcore stomp in certain tracks. Those low-end chords just hit hard. Josiah's flow is just real good, almost timed deathcore sort of execution. His blur at the end of Molded in Concrete is one of the longest fucking ones I've ever heard in my... It just keeps going.
It's in the Guinness Book of Records, mate. I've looked.
It just keeps going, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Pure Jonathan Davis debut Korn album vibes where he was just fucked out of his head. Malachi's and bass and the thickness of the sound is definitely a lot to do with him. You can hear that pure thickness in Rotted Redeemer and also in Sleepaway Camp. That bass is just working overtime. Anthony, the drummer, is another fucking psychopath. Every hit cracks your bones. Precision and power. Production, again, is top notch. They capture the essence of the record. The layers of thickness is captured on the sound. They don't get lost. The guitars sound huge. The whole soundscape is superb. The interlude track showcases that wonderful sort of Stranger Things, John Carpenter soundwave that just hits how good the whole album is. One of the most impressive debuts of the year. This sounds like an album 3 albums in, let alone a debut. A bright and gory future are ahead for this band. Decedent.
Great pick, mate. Great
Those
pick.
Shallow Graves, yes.
Right then, the runner-up in the silver tier. Another one came out in October. Season of Mist. Hooded Menace, Lachrymose, Monuments of
I'm going. Daz, I'm
Obscuration.
going. Daz, I'm going. Two can play that game.
You can
Two
play
can
that game.
fucking play that game. What is fucking going on?
Well, that's Def, as you keep saying, when you see my gold and platinum, mate, you'll
Thank
know.
you. Thank you. So you can't have a go at me now. Stop picking on me.
We love this game, mate.
We
We
love this
Come
game.
on, we're only gently ribbing
We
each other.
love it. We love it.
So no, they've channeled their love of bands like King Diamond and Iron Maiden previously, and they continue to do that while also on here channeling their love of early Paradise Lost, Gothic Shades of God icon
Yeah.
era, and the results are glorious, man. As soon as Pale Masquerade kicks in, it just takes me back, like I said, to hearing Icon for the first time. Songwriting skill on here is just, it's absolutely top notch. On the guitar front, all them trademarks are here that you expect from Hooded Menace. Killer riffs, glorious guitar harmony, superb solos. You've got these wonderful clean tones and clean parts as well. Vocalist Harry Kukkonen, Kalkkonen?
Yeah.
His vocals are as expressive and powerful as ever. He's certainly one of the kings in the game, I would say, as far as sort of Death Doom goes. Hooded Menace, I think, are just becoming one of the finest heavy metal bands. They're not just limited to Death Doom anymore. I think they're just a great heavy metal band now, and this is another brilliant record. It was higher, but like I said, there's some records have come out that have really fucking thrown a hand grenade in my list, and
Not far off gold now, anyway, is it?
no, it's not, mate. And I do think that cover it it's put a bit of a crimp in my nuts with this record. I have to skip that, and I don't think you can have a
Yeah.
record in gold with a skip in it, which was my thinking when it came to
I agree with you there, mate.
that's why this has wound up where it is. Because none of my records above this have got skips, so it's just what it is. That's just how I've in my head categorize things. But Lugubrious Dance, my favorite song, some of the finest riffs of the year in that song. So yeah,
It's that breakdown, isn't it?
it's brilliant.
God.
It's brilliant, mate. Hooded Menace, Lachrymose, Monuments of Obscuration is pick 9 for me.
Nice one, man. So the penultimate pick for me is the fourth album by Malevolence, Where Only the Truth is Spoken.
Oh yes, Daz.
Yeah. It's another sort of continuation from the band's career, really, like where they just seem to just get better and better as songwriters. They've taken a significant step in evolving. It was recorded at Dave Grohl's studio, produced by Grammy Award-winning producer Josh Wilbur. And the band haven't lost their like authenticity or their sort of raw delivery.
No,
They don't compromise any of that, and it's just more of the same great stuff that you'd expect from Benevolence, like soaring fucking clean choruses, really aggressive, stompy, like sort of hardcore mosh parts. Randy Blythe turning up on In Spite was a nice little surprise, I think. Yeah, fucking great. Like opening up the album with Blood to the Leech.
oh, what a tune!
Absolutely unbelievable, mate. And if it's all the same to you, so good, man. Like
Sick.
such a fucking sick band, and they've just blended those sort of inspirations that they pull from. They've just blended them like seamlessly into their own sort of sound, like your Crowbars and Panteras and Lamb of Gods, mate. And it's fucking great. Salt the Wound's a fucking tune as well, man. Oh God, and with a closer with Dirt from My Grave, hard as nails stuff.
It's quality, mate. That the bigger they've got, the heavier they're. They're not like going down a softer road to appeal to more people. They've got to where they've got to by just being fucking Malevolence, and they're just still doing it, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's fucking great because they managed to still keep it like really fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so fucking good, man. So yeah, one of the kings of the current modern metal scene, man. Malevolence with Where Only the Truth is Spoken.
Great pick, mate.
Thank you.
Great pick. Great pick. My next pick is a great pick, and it's a pick that I never. If you would have told me 6 months ago I'd have had this album here, I would have fucking laughed in your face.
I think I know what it is.
But I think you know what it is, mate. It's an album that I was being told to do. When I heard the review about it, it was like, that sounds a bit of me. And I listened to it and I was like, shit. If I had more listens on this, it would be higher. And that is God's honest truth. It would have been, I think it would have been top 10 if I would have listened to it when it came out, because it just connects. And the album was out on 31st of October on Spine Farm, 4th album by Creeper, Sang with AOTY, Mistress of Death.
Yeah, mate.
I know Daz already had, you had this, It was you, Daz, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I won't beat too much into it, but let's just say,
It'll be in gyms too.
I would be very surprised if it went a 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
Seeing Creeper at Bloodstock was something I wasn't really looking forward to, but we sort of got recommended to do them, wasn't it, by our good mate Steve?
Well, we didn't have a choice, mate. He dragged us there.
He dragged us there, and to be fair, it was a good set, wasn't it? It was good. It was a good sound, and Steve said that set was more of a heavier set, not like previous album. And I think what I've heard from Creeper before is where I've sort of dismissed them, but this album, man, there's a lot of albums that is in this sort of gothic overtone, punk rock, sort of opera style of genre that we all listen to, like sort of Ghost, Unto Others, etc. With that very, Sisters of Mercy, The Cure, more sort of 80s, 90s sort of bands that we would sort of listen to when we were younger.
Yeah.
They just combine it all together in this with just the most sing-along anthems, the best choruses. I mean, you got Blood Magic is fucking... I mean, that doesn't come out my head.
It's there all the
It's
time.
Belinda Carlisle. It's fucking Belinda Carlisle who said Heaven on a Plate. It's just fucking there, mate. Headstone sounds like it could have been on a Ghost album.
Yeah.
You've got Razor Wire, which is the bird just, it's just like fucking opera. You could imagine yourself sitting there and just watching this stage show of Creeper. That's how fucking good.
Yeah, it's like a
Broadway show.
Yeah, it's like a Broadway musical, mate. Isn't it?
You got like the Black House. Sounds like Erasure. Sounds like fucking Erasure. It's like fucking 80s Erasure. You got the Crimson Bride, which fucking ramps. It's a fucking wonderful track. Parasite has got a fucking catchy chorus.
Yeah. It's
just an album. Like every single track is like, that's probably the best track now on the album. The rest will be average. But it's not. It's fucking, it just continues. It's just, honestly, I cannot believe this album.
I know, same.
It doesn't deserve to be where it is. And I would admit that. It deserves to be higher. It deserves to be a fucking lot higher. Because this fucks with me big time. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Everything about the album. Everything how it sounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want stuff like this to listen to. It feels good. You want the songs. You want the sing-along songs. You want these songs to stay in. There's certain like death metal track. Yeah, they'll stay in your head. But these hit different, man.
Yeah.
It just makes it's feel good. And like I said, please, Creeper, do stuff like this. Next albums after. Because I want to be a fan of you guys. Because it really fucking hits with me, man.
Yeah, mate. Agreed.
So, yeah, runner-up, but should have been higher, is Creeper, Sang with AOTY, Mistress Step. My favourite stone is Headstones. It's out of that or Blood Magic. That Blood Magic into Headstones is... Actually, you know what? I'm going to fucking have both of them because they're just incredible. Those two, if you haven't heard this album, just do them 2 tracks and then come back and say mate, you don't like Creeper because, fucking brilliant.
Agreed. Here we are then, lads. It's the big one. The King of Silver. This all day is a gold album, but I wanted to put a crown on its head. So that's kind of what I do now.
Same.
That's a good shout. Yeah, that's what we've all said, isn't it?
This came out in October. Another October release. God damn October. Chill out, man. Oh, look at me. I'm October. Oh, those are great albums. Fucking grow up. It came out in Closed Casket. It's Red Sky Morning by Soul Blind. Is my king.
To be king. I thought it would have been higher. But I know.
I know, mate. I
Wow.
know. But it's a
Wow.
gold album, Def.
Yes,
It's a
I
gold
hear
album.
you. I hear you, bruv.
But if it's got a crown on its head, it's a bit special. So,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
a riff heavy, grungy, alt rock, new metal, shoegaze, 90s, noughties inspired killer
Woo, it's
record. I
gotta
mean,
go on, innit?
what more do you want? Like we said, Def, this shit hits that big fucking
Yeah, mate.
red button that
Yeah,
just goes woo,
mate.
woo, woo, and I was instantly in on this first listen. Like hints of Alice in Chains and Deftone. Alice in Chains come up quite a lot as a reference point
Yes.
in my 40, by the way. Uh,
Ooh.
you know what I'm saying? Deftones, Helmet, Quicksand. It's all in here, man. Hard hitting, bouncy fucking riffs combined with those more introspective shoegazy moments is just hook it up. Just hook me up straight into my fucking veins, man. Vocals that channel Lane and Chino and Paige Hamilton. Like I said, this album just really grabbed me. And when a band can remind you of so many bands that you love and do it with great songs, not just the sound, the songs are there too. Then it's just an instant winner, man. Choruses and hooks for days, like you said with Creeper Death. I need the more we do this, the more I realise what ends up in my 40. I have to have songs, mate.
You
Like
got to.
I
Yeah.
love some miserable underground death metal shit. I do, right? But if an album's to stick with me, it has to have songs, mate, and choruses and hooks
Yeah.
and stuff. And this one has got it all over. I'm a massive, massive fan of this record. If they take another leap like they've done on this one from the last record, Soul Blind are. They could be a huge fucking deal,
Yeah,
man.
I agree, mate.
Favorite track, Through the Haze. The chorus on that track is just absolutely biblical. So yeah, my King of Silver, crown on his head, Soul Blind, Red Sky Morning.
Good pick, mate. So, my King of Silver, Turnstile. Never enough.
Oh
Oh,
yes, Daz. I wasn't
Yes,
sure whether
mate.
this was going to be.
no, you kept
Another
quiet
one I
about
wasn't
that,
sure.
you
Yeah,
cheeky
Yeah,
bastard.
got him, mate. Got to take a page out of your book now, Def.
Yeah, that's it. You're learning, mate. No, I'm proud of you.
yeah,
I'm
you know.
proud of you,
Shocker
mate.
Junior,
Yeah, Shocker, little Shocker Junior coming along.
Lil Shocker. That's
Little
his rap name.
shocker.
Not
Little
Bocker
shocker
Juniors,
horrors,
Shocker
little
Juniors.
shock.
But yeah, man, like they're just a once in a generation band, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
you know, coming up from the hardcore scene now, doing arenas, festivals, getting nominated for Grammys, hip hop festivals. They're just a band constantly looking to break down boundaries. And this is another album coming on from the last one, Glow On, more musical infusions of pop, synth, pop punk, hardcore, with Brendan Yates's voice just lulling you into a fever dream. It's they're a band as well, a bit like Malevolence. They've always been true to themselves. Like the musical evolution of this band isn't like a selling out point. It's not like they were just like, oh, we want some more money. Like we'll just do this. Like let's try this mad shit. You know, get the old what is it, the clock thing out. It's like the wooden block. Just add a bit of that to it, see what happens. You know.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of like hardcore pizzazz on here with Soul, Sunshower, Birds. Leads more into a Bad Brain sort of hardcore aesthetic, but which the band built their foundations on. But you know, the great thing about Turnstile is the definition of what a Turnstile song can be.
Yeah.
Just has grown infinitely wider now.
There's no ceiling, mate, is there?
There's no ceiling.
They're
now.
not in a box of any variety. They're just on an island by themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. And as Hill said, like once in a generation, a band like this will come along.
Yeah,
And,
it is. It is.
That's why they are the kings of the silver, mate. Turnstile, never enough.
Great pick, Daz. Yes,
Great
mate. I wasn't
pick,
sure
mate.
whether this was going to be in there because we've said this one took a long time, didn't it, to land? I think.
Yeah,
Like,
there wasn't an instant standout like Holiday.
no, it's just more of a album experience,
Yes, an
isn't
album experience. Yeah, definitely. But had to go in.
Brilliant pick,
great
mate.
pick anyway, mate.
Thank
Okay,
you.
King of Silver for me. This, like with Jim, was originally in gold, but I wanted to give this the crown that it deserved.
Yeah.
It probably should be higher, but you'll see why. I mean, my gold is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's just, but yeah, I'm so happy that this gets King of Silver. So it came out 17th of October, Nuclear Blast, Bingo Cards Out, Sophocore. It's Tribal Gaze, inveighing brilliance.
Yeah, fair, mate. I think
A
King of Silver
king,
is a good
it
spot,
is
isn't
a
it?
good spot.
Yeah, yeah,
It is, mate.
yeah.
Okay, so they follow their monolithic debut that crushed. This still has the swagger of that, but crushes even more. From the start, you think you've pressed play on a Morbid Angel B-side album. The tone is heavy. Every track has about 4 different pattern changes. They love mixing it up. This feels more attitude, more pissed off aggression. They don't mess about. Their songs just get straight to the point. They don't fuck about. There's none of these little intros. It's just bang, bang, bang. There's an even more hardcore swag in the songs. Even in track length, there's a few that are under the 2-minute mark. The low-tuned tones sound huge and guttural. Pure palm-muted worship. They've added more technicality to their sound. Tons of groove, an almost sludge-esque tone, which definitely stands them out from the array of death metal bands that we have and that we listen to as well. Quinton and Ian absolutely shred the guitar to pieces, man. They're definitely this band, I've said before when the debut came out, they are one of the heaviest death metal bands we've heard in a long time. The track Beyond Recognition is almost a slower slam track. There's a raw reverb sound over the mix, which makes it more denser and more heavier. The breakdown on Garden the Illusion is so catchy and then goes into a shreddy solo. Proper old school fashion solo, and it ends on one as well, so that's a +1 point always for me. The Irreversible Sequence is one of the heaviest tracks on the album. It channels their sort of inner Cannibal Corpse with that 4/4 stomps. Lord of Blasphemy at around the 225 mark. It goes in with these tinny round the worlds, man, and then it goes into this Morbid Angel off-kiltered riff, and it's just hands in the head, man. I am loving this new territory that the band are heading into, because this is completely different from the fucking caveman-esque death metal album from the fucking debut. I love drums. They sound great. They always go underappreciated on tracks because guitarists and vocalists sort of make the track. But on here, Cesar de los Santos really is the main attraction, from the around the world openings, the jazzy craziness on the title track, to even the end in the album on the drum solo, and doing, like, you know what Korn done on the debut, where the album finished, you waited about 5 minutes and then it went into some fucking else. It's what it does on here. You see, you know what I mean? It's Sepultura would be proud of those 3 minutes, you know what I mean? Because it's very sort of tribal-esque. It's a ballsy move, I admit, and I think on social media there was a bit of hoo-ha about it. But
It's a secret
for me, it
track.
plays off, mate. I fucking love it, mate.
Yes,
hopefully on the next album we get like a bass solo to end instead of the drum solo. You know what I mean? Do something like that. You know what I mean? They're always they're always thinking outside the box. Zachary on vocals has that right demon low growl pitch about him. He sounds evil, matches the tone of the album. He's got so much power. Like I've always said about the production, it's brilliant. Clarity is clear. So much down tune. It comes out so thick. Blends perfectly with the vocals. And that's down to Taylor Young on the knobs, man. This band is just fucking keep sort of blowing my mind, man, with what they're doing. This album makes no exceptions, man. Especially channeling that fucking Morbid Angel style sort of heaviness, you know. I think the next album is going to be completely different from this. I think they're a band that would just keep changing. It won't just be a copy and paste. And again, you know, we talked about no ceiling. I think this band will have no ceiling. I think they'll literally go through the roof. So yeah, deservedly King of Silver, Tribal Gaze, inveighing brilliance.
Great pick, mate. So there we go. Silver tier complete. Soul Blind, Turnstile, Tribal Gaze, taking them crowns. Who knows what's going to come up in gold, because there's been some big hitters already dropped now in these last 2 tiers. So, mate, I cannot wait to fucking
gold
see
is where it's going to start now, mate.
I cannot wait to see what's next. We'll be back very, very soon with that. Who makes the cut? There's only one way to find out.